Now, speaking of bands kind of from that era,
Legacy bands.
legacy bands. Fall Out Boy put out their newest album, So Much for Stardust, which is their first album in 5 years.
Is it that long?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I need to expose myself. This is the first full Fall Out Boy album I've ever heard.
That is a fucking crime, and you need to be punished for it. I don't know to what degree, but I think you need to be locked. You need to be strapped down in a chair somewhere and forced to listen to their discography. That shit is illegal.
Next fucking Hivemind meetup, we're
I know their radio hits. I know their radio hits. I've never heard a full album from them.
I can see Eddie now.
She's molding. She's molding and like signing up for a funeral home. Like, I know that shit just aged her 20 years.
Everything I said about the all-time low album speaks for this.
I disagree.
I say less so.
I have been very invested in Fall Out Boy's discography since 2007, when I was the ripe age of 6.
Oh God!
Yeah. I think that this is their best material that they've put out in 8 years. I loved American Beauty, American Psycho, and I think it takes a fat fucking dump out of whatever that 2013 album was. Somebody pull it up. Save Rock and Roll.
Oh no, we're not arguing about this.
No, we are.
No, we're not arguing.
That album was mid.
No.
American Beauty, American Psycho, phenomenal.
No.
Okay.
We are not. No.
Look, we don't have to argue about which one of those albums is better. Can we agree that Mania was dog shit and that this band should have retired?
Jake, mom and dad are fighting.
The last of the real ones was an okay song.
Sure. Mania sucks.
Mania was terrible. This is a surprising return to form that I really did not expect. Do I love it? No. Do you love it, Jacob?
Okay. The reason I got so hyped for this album was because Love from the Other Side is a single, and similar to Sing to the Grave by Chelsea Grin, this was not included in our last episode because of timing and cutting singles. Anyways, that song is one of my most played songs of the year. I love Love from the Other Side. Love.
Good pick.
I think it's the best song on the album.
For sure.
I think it is the best song on the album.
I disagree, but it's tough.
I raise you a special nugget sauce.
That's not a song on the album. What the fuck you on?
Yeah, it is. What are you talking about?
Bro has me lost.
No, he's right.
You guys missed the inside joke.
You missed it. Wait. Okay, Derek, go listen to I Am My Own Muse and tell me the chorus doesn't sound like special nugget sauce.
What the fuck?
It says smash all the guitars, but it sounds like special nugget sauce.
All right, hold on. Stand by. You play chorus.
I Am My Own Muse is also my favorite song because I really like the orchestral.
It does.
And as the chicken nugget connoisseur. Yeah, no.
Special nugget sauce.
All right. I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one that sings something this episode. Thank God.
No, I'm with you. I feel it. I hear it. God, I skipped right to it. Fuck me. Okay.
It took me until Jacob pointed it out to hear it.
Shit.
Oh, okay. Back to this album.
Yeah.
We never left.
You're right. We never left the special nuggets. Anyways, I think it's very spotty. It's like there's some good. Yeah. There's a good song, bad song, good song, bad song, good song, bad song.
Yeah.
See, here's where I'm at on it. Is that and for full disclosure, Folie à Deux. I've heard many pronounce this thing. I don't speak fucking French. I don't know. Is a top 10 album of all time. pre-hiatus Fall Out Boy was phenomenal. And I think that, for better or for worse, Save Rock and Roll was okay. American Beauty, American Psycho was phenomenal. Mania is a top 10 worst album I've ever heard from any artist ever. And I can't stand it. And I think that for what this is, 5 years removed, this is a decent enough return to form that I hear aspects of American Beauty, American Psycho, of Folie à Deux, of some of their older stuff that I enjoy. But ultimately, this is kind of a miss in the song off thing that you were talking to thing. I don't really know what to feel about this album. I don't know what to feel. I'm lost. This album has me lost. And I think that the Kintsugi Kid is probably the strongest song on the album, if not top 3.
Interesting.
I think that Love from the Other Side, So Much for Stardust, I Am My Own Muse, Flu Game are all very good songs that deserve their own time in the spotlight. I think that having a song like Baby Annihilation be about an existential crisis is very on brand for like 2004 Fall Out Boy, and is a very good callback to what is unfortunately now 2 decades ago and making me feel old even though I was 3 when it dropped. Like, I think that this has a lot of quintessential Fall Out Boy to be enjoyed. My problem is that I think that the band, after all this time spending their time in pop rather than pop punk, forgot how to make some of these things work. And so now they're left with a couple good songs on what is otherwise a mid album. And I think that it's still, again, leagues ahead of Mania. I think Mania was terrible and a step in the wrong direction. This is a step in the right direction that doesn't quite make it back to the era of Fall Out Boy, even if there are glimpses of it that I wish they would be, simply because I loved pre-hiatus Fall Out Boy so much and saw on American Beauty, American Psycho what they were capable of after that. And it feels like they went a step forward, took a step back with Save Rock and Roll, went a step forward with American Beauty, American Psycho, took a fucking marathon back with Mania, and now they're trying to find their footing again with this album that leaves me kind of muddied and wondering, okay, they're still capable of making the fantastic music that they were at 15, 20 years ago. What does the next album look like? I think that the album after this is really going to define whether this was a once-off or a return to form. If it's a return to form, God Bless America, album of the year whenever it dropped. If it's not, fuck Fall Out Boy for giving us a glimpse of hope amongst Mania when some of these feel like songs out of 2009 and some feel like misses out of 2023. I don't know, man. In the same way that, like, we've got a lot of connections to older bands, I got a really strong connection to this one. And in some ways it feels like a grace from God that we get this album, and in other ways it feels like a slap in the face. And I think that how they handle their material moving forward based off this album will be a very good indicator of whether or not Fall Out Boy has a place in the music scene 5 years from now, 10 years from now. They have an opportunity to make it or break it, which feels weird to say about a band that's already made it, you know, but they're going to make it or break it. And this album has as many makes it as I feel it has breaks it. And they've got another album cycle to prove me wrong and make their old fans happy, or prove me right and make their new fans happy. And I hope they make their old fans happy.
I'm seeing them live with Bring Me in the end of July. So
that is still the tour of the year. Fuck everybody else. That's still a tour of the year. Even with how I feel about this album, I think that is still tour of the year, and it is my hope that they can prove that they still have that edge that makes them something special.
It'll be my first time seeing both bands, so
I'm jealous. Beyond jealous.
Bands like Fall Out Boy are so weird for me because I just like I got into music too late to really like be a part of the era when they were actually like at their prime.
Well, think about it this way, Jake. In a few years, people will be like this for Bad Omens.
True.
Don't make me.
You
Don't do that. To me. Don't do that to me.
you will
man.
be the boomer who listened to Bad Omens 10 years ago.
I don't want to be the boomer.
You will be the boomer who
10
listened
years
to The
ago.
Death of Peace of Mind the night it came out.
Oh no! Stop! I feel like Eddie.
Stop.